Drive-Thru. I'm your host, Tony T, as we broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel throughout social media. We'll get you out of here before the top of the hour and give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here on the Drive-Thru, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Deliver live picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, and deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. We're going to meet the cappers and get right tickets so we don't mess around here on the Drive-Thru. Let's say hello to Kirk. Kirk, what's going on?
Not doing bad. Soccer's starting to come back, so that's a good sight for me. Yeah, I'm excited for the weekend.
After the weekend, indeed. Let's hello to Rod. What's happening, Rod?
Well, not too much, Tony. Having a good month. Can't complain. Good start to the year. But rough day yesterday. Those happened. So bounce back day for me here on Friday to kickstart the weekend. So let's get it.
Let's get it, indeed. Let's hello to Brian. Brian, what's going on?
I got my ass kicked yesterday, 1-4, but 103 and 67, 61% last 170. So long term is good, but yesterday was a kick in the nuts. We were ready to move on and get into the weekend on the winning streak.
Let's do that. Let's say hello to Javon. Javon, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, Tony? The year's starting off good for me. Every day seems to be a positive day, even if it's a slight positive day. So, when your bad days are, on the plus side, then you got a good thing going. Wait for the. It's like a running back, you're trudging along, 3-4 yard runs, and next thing you know, pops one open. I think that's going to be Saturday.
There we go. Look at that big card Saturday already. That college card, no doubt. And, of course, NFL. Kevin, what's happening? I know your Packers will be in action this weekend.
Packers beat the Eagles this weekend, and I think the James Franklin experiment in Penn State is over. Let's get rid of him. Let's get some offensive mind in there, and let's do some damage.
Look at there from Kevin there with Penn State. So to Wayne, what's going on?
What's happening, Tony T? Excited to be on here with the fellas. Lighter card for me today. Love that analogy by Joe Vaughn. One game under 500 yesterday. Like I said, lighter card for me, so I get to keep some of my fingernails and I actually watch and enjoy some of these games. Be excited to give you guys out some winners today, too.
Yeah, let's get those winners indeed. All right, let's get it going here on the drive. Let's say we don't mess around. Let's get to the games here. Big one tonight. We got the semifinal in college football, so let's get that game up there right now. As we'll be looking at this Ohio State and Penn State game going off tonight, so I think we're set to roll here. Ohio State, Penn State. We've got Ohio State here laying 6. Look at this total. Wow, it's coming down. Right, was it 53? I thought it was 53 early this morning. So it's been coming down here to 51. It opened 55, 51 and a half, 51s here we're seeing right now. So let's get this one underway here with Kirk.
Yeah, not a huge play for me in this one, as I know all the other guys are bigger in college football, so I'm going to let them talk about it. But it's a lean for Texas for me. I think Texas keeps it within a touchdown here, so I'm leaning towards Texas, but I would like to hear what the other guys have to say, as I've been mainly soccer focused this weekend. So in the peripheral section, I'll give you some soccer.
There we go from Kirk on over to Ron.
Yeah, and you look at this matchup, I still kind of like the under. I know it's come down quite a bit, and means there's a lot of people hugging the under as long as we don't see a 28-point fourth quarter. I think we'll survive an under here in this one. Is it possible? Sure. Because we know the defenses could slow up, but not the way we've seen Ohio State, not over their last 10 games anyways. They've been holding teams to under 20 points. It's only been one team that has been able to muster more than 20 points against this Ohio State team, and that has been the Oregon Ducks. So I don't see the Ducks on the field here in this one. I see Texas. And I see an interception line on Ewers of minus 200. Gee, even the books are guarding against him throwing some picks there against that defense tonight as well. So that can happen. But the problem is, will that turn into a pick six? Could be. Could easily possibly mess up some totals. I'm still going to go with the under, even though it's come down to 51.5. Still, I like the under there.
And there from Rod. All right, next up, we move on over to Brian.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I think people are making love to the over here. If you look at the numbers that MGM put out just about an hour or two ago, they show, I think, heavy action bets and money on the over. And this number's coming down, but if you look at the defense, we got two of the best defenses in college football, especially Ohio State. Texas third in yards allowed. they might have solid offenses, but people love to bet the over, especially in big games like this. And for me, I like to bet the under in these type of games. So even the under here, I think it's going to be a lower scoring game.
There from Brian. All right, next up we move on over to Kevin.
Yeah, I'm going to have to disagree with Brian here. I do think the public are all over this over, and I think if you've watched the past several championship games, when you had the best defenses in Georgia and Alabama, I've seen some of the highest scoring games ever from these defenses. This is going to be at Dallas Stadium. They're going to be at AT&T indoors. The only thing you got to look out for is that big open window with the sun shining in their eyes. Other than that,
Sun will be set. The sun will be set by that. The sun will be set. There'll be no sun.
Down by 7:45 at night.
That's my point I'm trying to make. There's no reason, if Texas wants to win this, they're not going to be able to run the game. They'll run the ball, that's for sure, against Ohio. It's going to be an air raid, in my opinion. I think these guys are going to go to the air a lot, and I think they're going to have success. I mean, if you look at Ohio State, they scored 40 points in both their last two games, so I think it's going to go to the air, and I think it's going to be a lot. Give me the over.
They're over there from Kevin.
100 breakfasts on that, Kevin.
There we go.
100 breakfasts. You let me know.
How many you owe me? You owe me what, 31? How many you owe me?
I owe you 31.
We'll do 5.
There we go.
I get the 51.
Get
51.
There we go. From Kevin and on over to Javon.
Yeah, I like the over as well. You know, hey, listen, if it goes down, then that's the more I like the over. You know, I'm not one of those guys where, you know, I see the line going in the direction I like it, and you know, and like it even more. You know, so just a little bit less, points to go over is fine with me. It was at 55 in opening, now it's at 51.5. I like it even more. So give me the over. I think that one of these teams are gonna jump out to a substantial lead, and like I always say, in that scenario, that means the other team's gonna have to chase points. So we have a defensive scores, offensive scores going the other way because they are chasing points. Then it's all, I'm all for it. And I think some way, somehow, this one goes over. So
There from Javon. Next up, we move on over to Wayne.
Yeah, in this game, it's hard for me not to take the points here. Just too many points, almost a touchdown with an offensive team like Texas. Just feel like Ohio State's a little overvalued here. I think Texas can come out hot as they did, and Ohio State wins. It'll be by 3 points in a comeback fashion. Even if Ohio State actually jumps out, I do think Texas has enough offense to just stay within and get the back cover. 6 points is a lot of points in a style game like this where we have an equal amount of talent on both sides with two good coaches. I'm going to take the points in this spot.
There from Wayne. All right, say what I think about this game. I'm with Kevin all the way here. I like the over in this game. Cotton Bowl, fast track here. Two quarterbacks in good form here in the playoffs. Howard, 75% completions, averaging 315 yards passing per game, 11.5 yards for pass attempt. Viewers, say what you will, but in this playoff game, 69% completions, 9.7 yards per pass attempt, 262 yards passing per game in the playoffs. And one thing to note here, this is the third playoff game for both teams in 3 weeks. I think we're going to see some fatigue and regression on these great defenses. I mean, we have not seen college athletes play at this deep in the season. 3 tough opponents. There's a lot of cupcakes when you schedule college football. We've seen that. You play a hard game, then you got a cupcake, then you got a hard game, cupcake. Here's the 3 straight playoff games. I think there's going to be some regression on the defense here. I think with Javon, someone's going to go off on one of these defenses. I don't think you're going to. I think you're going to see some regression here, and then you're in the chase mode where you're throwing every other play and trying to be efficient with that clock and trying to get fast. And that's what Sarkisian is. Sarkisian's fast. He likes to play fast. And I like that over coming in here. Three tough games in 3 weeks here for both defenses. Someo's going to crack. There, no doubt. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through. As we're ready to turn our attention over to the NBA for the card tonight. So let's get underway here with this one. So we'll knock these off in blocks here. So let's get the NBA card up for you guys right now, and we'll take a look at the games for tonight's action. So we get the odds set to go. All right, so here we go in the NBA. For this evening in this block, we will cover Bucks and Magic. The Bucks here are going to be favored here by 6. We see the total coming in at 212. Pelicans and Sixers. The Sixers here laying 7, total 219. Warriors and Pacers. Look at this one. This one's up to now 11 here. The total 225. Obviously, there's some injuries brewing in these games, so let's keep it. Now let's take a look here at some of these injuries so we can clarify this here. On the Warriors side, oh boy, looks like a starting lineup and some reserves out here. Curry, Green, Kuminga, Payne, Podziemski, Wiggins, all out here for Warriors. Nesmith out for Indiana. In the Milwaukee game, Milwaukee will have a clean injury report going into this one. Harris, Suggs, Wagner out. That means Paolo Banchero will be in for Orlando tonight, coming back from that injury in this spot. Pelicans and Sixers, who we've got out here will be Ingram, Jones, Murphy. I'm sorry, this is for New Orleans. Out Ingram, Jones, Murphy, Williamson. Murray is questionable on the Philadelphia side. No Embiid, no Lowry, no Martin, no Drummond. George is probable. So there you are with these injuries. Let's get this one underway here with Kirk.
Yeah, long injury list for basically every team except for the Bucks right now. So I'm going to be on the Bucks here. No Suggs, no Franz, no Mo Wagner. Paolo is going to come back. He's going to be rusty. He's probably going to be on a minutes restriction. And this team just lost to Utah without those players. I don't see Banchero making much of an impact in this game against a healthy Bucks team. I'm on the Bucks. And I'm going to be on the Warriors here. Warriors are coming off a big win yesterday against the Pistons on the road. And I think the Pacers are going to let their guard down a little. I honestly wouldn't be shocked here if the Warriors reserves, one of the deepest teams in the NBA, keep it very close in the fourth, maybe even sneak out a win, but I'll take the points with the Warriors in my back pocket.
And there with Kirk. Next up, we move on over to Rod.
Yeah, and looking at these ones here, I'm going to take the under between New Orleans and the 76ers with that laundry list of guys that are out. I don't see a whole lot of scoring. Even the book's telling you 219. That's going to be tough to get up and over that number, race to 100 in that matchup. Give me the under 219 there. And you know what? Golden State with all those guys out, I'm not worried about the guys on the bench. Pace is going to run them right out of the gym in that one. So as you can see, they're going to sit. So they basically forfeited this game. So give me the minus 19.5 on Indy. I think they win by 20 plus. That's a nice plus 290 on the Pacers to whoop the snot out of the Golden State in that one. It's one of those pound spots. When we see it plenty of times where teams whoop teams by 20. So I'm going to get 19.5 and almost 3 times my money. I'm in. Give me the Pacers minus the 19.5 there in that one.
Yeah, for a smash there from Rod. All right, next up, we move on over to Brian.
I'll tell you, the NBA and the injury report. That injury report is a constant everyday thing, but I'm going to agree here with Rod. Second week in a row, I'm going to take the under. Sixers Pelicans. We've seen the Pelicans go under 2 straight games, Sixers 3 straight games. Pelicans with the lack of depth here, the Sixers without Embiid, the usual cast of characters here. I just think they're going to struggle to get much beyond combined 200 points, not to mention the 219, 218.5 points. So,
there from Brian. Next up, we move on over to Kevin.
Yeah, I like in the Pacers snow in January, and they only lost one by 13. I mean, the closest one was 13 points. So I think they're going to hammer the Warriors here. The Pacers are playing like they have something to prove, and that bench is playing really good. I don't know how good the Warriors bench really is with all these injuries, because all those bench players are going to be starters. So I think Pacers here roll.
There from Kevin. Next up, we move on over to Javon.
Yeah, you look at this Bucks Magic game, and I kind of like the under in this one. You know, I know Banchero's back, so that drove up the number in this total, but you know, he's gonna be rusty, just like Kurt said, and I don't know if he's on a minute restriction or what, but you know, it's just a situation where they have too many guys out. It's not like he's gonna drop 60 in his first game, and that's what it's gonna, you know, take for them to get anywhere close to the central mark. So I'll take the under.
Under there from Javon. All right, next up, we move on right over to Wayne.
Yeah, I've been riding these Warriors unders, and they've been cashing. I see no way to run away from it. I feel like the books felt like it was going to go over. They'll have it a lot higher than the 222 that it's set at. As a few of these guys have pointed out, we just don't see the scoring from the Warriors. But on the flip side of that, whether it's been their bench or their starters, they know they're not scoring a lot. So to win games, they've been cranking up their defense and playing solid style of defense. Pacers, solid offensive team, starting to click here and there, but they also are rusty offensively in some spots. I think this is a game that Golden State can muck it down and we can stay under this total. So I'm going to ride the under 222.5 in that one.
There from Wayne. I'll tell you what I think about these. I'm going to go under as well with Milwaukee and Orlando. Orlando's gone under in 8 of their past 9. The Bucks have been playing very good defense right now. And this Magic team just not shooting the ball. Banchero could be a little rusty. Could be some conditioning issues coming in as well with Banchero in this spot. And that's the one I like out of all these games here. Yeah, just the injuries have gotten me in a flux here with the rest of these two in this block. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through as we get ready here for the next series of games here from the NBA. And we'll put up the odds screen right now for you. We're going to close it out here with the final 4 from this lineup here, and they will be Kings and Celtics. Celtics up to 12 now, total 226.5. We got Thunder and Knicks. Thunder 4 on the road, total 225. Wizards and Bulls. Bulls 11, total 243. Nets and Nuggets to close it out. Another double digit here. Nuggets 14, total 219.5. Let's take a peek at the injury report here. For Sacramento, Fox is out again. No Fox for Sacramento on the Boston side. Just reserve guys. Peterson, Walsh. You never see them in the box score. Those guys out. OKC and the Knicks. No Caruso, no Holmgren. The backups, a bunch of reserve guys. Mitchell, Flagler, Dukas out. On the Knicks side, McCullough and Robinson are out. McBride showing as questionable. Towns still showing as questionable. Let's see what the word is on Towns. He's iffy, and it's a knee issue, and we'll wait until a game time decision. He'll go through the pregame warm, so we'll see what goes on with Towns there. Washington and Chicago, laundry list here for the Wizards. Bagley, Bay, Brogdon, Vukcevic out. We do see Sarr, Poole, Holmes, and Davis questionable. On the Chicago side, Craig and DeSonmo are out. Brooklyn, it's laundry list here. Your man Cam Thomas, Cameron Johnson out. D'Angelo Russell comes from LA to Brooklyn. All he's done has been out of games. Watford, Whitehead, John, and Bogdanovich also out. On the Denver side, it's Kankar out. Gordon is doubtful. Jones is questionable. Jokic is questionable. Let's see what the word on Jokic is. Iffy here. We know he's got that illness. He's missed 2 games because of the illness. So, again, we'll wait to see in the pregame warm-ups. Even if they let him in the building, they'll probably keep him away. It sounds to me like it's contagious. So we'll see how it rolls there with Jokic. So you're caught up with the injuries in this block. So let's get this one underway here with Kirk.
Yeah, this is a tough slate because there's so many double-digit favorites and a lot of questionables. One spot I do like here is the Celtics with the points. I think De'Aaron Fox might not play again in a Kings uniform. I don't know how much is injury related or not. I think they're looking into the future at this point. So I think the Celtics here, they take a commanding lead early, and they actually hold on to it this time as the line is moving towards the Celtics, and I think it's moving in the right way. I'm on the Celtics here, and then I'll be on the Thunder. If Cat is out, I'll be on the Thunder. If Cat plays, it's a no play for me. So those are my 2 in this time slot.
From Kirk. Next up, we move on over to Rod.
Yeah, look at that Sacramento and Boston. Give me the over 226.5. I think that ends up being a track meet with Fox out. I think not a whole lot of defense being played in that one there. And sure, it's also that Boston, the first game back at home. You look how much they've covered. Not so good in these spots. After a game they've covered this season, 1-13 ATS following an ATS cover Boston this year. Following a 10-point win, 2-15 ATS is Boston. So you're going to give me 12. Even with Fox out, I'd have to lean to Sacramento plus that points. It's that first game back at home off of a road trip as well. I think it's just too many points. Everybody's seeing Fox out and going to bet Boston. So I like the over and I like the Kings in that one. And then I'll just take Denver minus the 14 there in that one. I think Joker plays. How much does he play? He's got the flu. Well, he'll play enough to get them up and over. We've seen how many guys are in for the Nets. Not a whole lot. And they even score 100. Be lucky if they get 90. So either way, I'm going to lay the 14 with the Nuggets. Might look at an extended line in that one like I did with the Pacers. I think they another smash spot for Denver there over the Nets.
There from Rod. Next up, we move on over to Brian.
I think we're going to see Towns sit out here or not play here for the New York Knicks. Getting 4.5 though, I think it's still going to be a good spot here for New York. We just played this Thunder team about a week ago. Lost as a revenge spot. Oklahoma City Thunder off a tough loss to the Cleveland Cavs, but they were a cover machine. They're 8-2 last 10, 9-1 straight up. I just like me a dog here on Friday night. I think it's good for revenge. 3.5.
There from Brian. Next up, we move on over to Kevin.
Yeah, I agree with Rod on the Denver game, but I'm looking at that under. When they're bragging about Ben, I can't score points, Simmons in the game, you know it's going to be more defense than anything. I don't think the Nets score 90 points in that game. And then I disagree with Brian once again. I like Oklahoma City Thunder. This team doesn't lose 2 games in a row. I think they did it once all season. I think this is a huge bounce back for them. And the New York Knicks, if you look at their starters, their bench without McBride is horrible. And their starters are all playing about 40 minutes. I mean, this team is getting wore out. We saw last year in the playoffs, they were all playing the full game. It's like they didn't improve. Like everyone's hurt on the bench, so these guys are all playing 42 minutes, 41 minutes. That's going to be too much against a Thunder team that's so aggressive and mans you up so much. I don't think the Knicks get trounced here. Give me the Thunder laying the points.
There from Kevin. Next up, we move on. Big thumbs down from Brian. Next up, we got Javon.
Yeah, I got multiple plays for the Sacramento Kings Boston Celtics game. Now I'm gonna go first quarter, first half Celtics. I think they got off to a hot start. Bombs away from 3. They hit their shots, but then the fourth quarter comes, and they, not to say they're gonna lose the lead or anything, but if it's a 15-point lead, 12-point lead, get down to single digits. That's just how they've been playing all season long, especially at home. So with this being their first game back from a successful road trip, I could see that happening. Them having a substantial lead, losing their cover like they have multiple times this year. So I'll take Sac full game.
There we go from Javon. All right, next up, we will move on over to Wayne.
Yeah, I'm going to lay it with Chicago at home in the revenge spot. Just comes down to me not trusting the Wizards offensively. While they can keep games tight in the first half, they just don't have the depth to stay close in majority of the games. They've been playing a little bit better lately, but I like the way I've seen Chicago play offensively. Like I said, Washington just goes through too many long stretches without scoring, and I think Chicago will be able to cover that spread pretty easy in that one. So I'm going to ride with Chicago with a big number.
There from Wayne. Or I'll tell you what I think about this block here tonight. I'm going to be looking here with Sacramento Boston. I'm going to go under. Boston's playing their best defense of the season. You take a look at them over their past 5 games, allowing 41% shooting, just 96.6 points per game. The Kings have improved their defense with the coaching change as well here, holding teams over that 5-game span to 45% shooting. Go under Sacramento and Boston. OKC and the Knicks, I'm going to look for that one to go over the total. OKC in really good shooting form right now. New York at home averaging 120 points per 100 possessions. You want to play fast against the Thunder. Don't let them set defensively. That's one thing you can do here if you want to get points on the board on this team. I like it over in that spot. Knicks in good shooting form, but bad defensive form as well over that past 5. Wizards and Bulls under the total there. Bulls have gone under an 8 of 10. With this Wizards team, they are 29th, second to last in offensive efficiency on the road. Wizards, you like to go over at home, but when they're on the road, I don't like to touch them over. I'll go under there. The Bulls play a little better defense right now, and the Wizards just did not shoot the ball very well on the road. As I said again, Bulls under an 8 of 10. Go under in that one. And again, I look for under in Nets and Denver here. Brooklyn, how are you going to score points? You're up in this high elevation. The scorers are out. Look for under in that one. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. Is ready to switch on over to college hoops today. Of course, it's your Friday light card here, and I'm hearing the dogs bark. So we should play some of these big dogs today. They're up there in the NBA. We got a lot of big dogs in the NBA. Maybe that's how we should look at it. The way these numbers are right now. But anyway, but as Brian says, it's usually it's usually the public Friday. We'll see how that rolls. Let's get to the end. Let's get to college hoops.
It is Friday's
Friday, he says it's a public day. All right, let's get to the to the college hoops for today. We'll do it in one block because there's no late games. They've scheduled the latest game is 8 Eastern here from college hoops, so we'll knock it out here in one slot. We've got some of the degenerate games gone off. It was started about 11 a.m. Eastern time, so that one's already in the books right now. And also Kent and Buffalo there. Buffalo was a big home dog in this game, 13-11 there. All right, so we're going to run through these games here. As you can see, a lot of Metro Atlantic on the schedule, a lot of small conferences in here today. We do have Minnesota, Wisconsin here at the top of the hour on Peacock. And, of course, your Metro Atlantic, these small conferences. We do have another MAC game here at 8 Eastern on CBS, Central Michigan and Toledo. Toledo about 4.5-point favorite. Of course, probably the big game on the card, UCLA and Maryland here. Maryland going to lay 5. This one on Big Fox tonight. And that's it. That's all we got from college hoops. So we're just going to do it in one block because that's the latest game on the schedule. So let's get this one underway here. I don't know, Kirk, you got anything college hoops?
Yeah, I'm on the Wagner Central Connecticut. Yeah, Connecticut State. I'm on the over here. It's a really low over under at 119.5. Both Central Connecticut averages 72 a game. Wagner averages 64. I get that both defenses are very good, averaging both below 65 points per game allowed, but 119.5 is a little bit too low for me. Take the over in that one, and I like Wagner with the points. I think Wagner keeps this one close.
There from Kirk on over to Rod.
Yeah, I'm looking at these ones here. I actually like that under Wagner in Central Connecticut State. Just that defense have been shining. You look, Wagner 9-1 to the under this season. You look, Central Connecticut State 9-4 to the under. I just don't trust Wagner on the road either. I think it's going to be a little bit lopsided in that one. It's going to be like 60 something to under 50. I don't think Wagner's going to hit 50 in that game tonight at all. I think they're in deep doo-doo on the road there. They're just, I don't trust Wagner there. Give me Central Connecticut State minus 10.5. I think they win by at least 15 and just shut Wagner right down in that matchup there. That's why the total's at 119. I like the under too in that matchup. And the one I'm looking at is I like Fairleigh Dickinson on the road. Speaking of dogs, 11-2 on the road this season, or 11-2 against the spread this season. I think the wrong team's favorite there. Continue to fade the Dolphins in that one. Give me Fairleigh Dickinson on the money line in that matchup. One more here, another dog. Give me Mount St. Mary's on the road heading into Manhattan. I think we've seen Manhattan have a couple good games their last time out, and they're a little bit overvalued in that spot. Another spot I think wrong team's favorite. Give me Mount St. Mary's on the money line. I'm going to go into Manhattan and beat up on the Jaspers in that one tonight. A couple I like there.
Jaspers.
It's Jaspers. There we go from Rod. Next up, we move on over to Brian.
I'll tell you, Rod's killing me going against my Jaspers. That was going to be my pick. But I think I'm going to lean. I don't want to go against Rod, so I'm going to lean to the Iona Gales here on the road, minus 1.5. Normally, I like the Fairfield Stags. Who doesn't like a good stag party on a Friday night? But Fairfield, they've been dominated by Iona. 8-2 straight up, 6-4 against the spread. And lately, Fairfield, lost about 5 straight up in a row. They haven't covered the last 3. I just think this sets up nice for Iona here. You're not laying much. I'll lay the
From Brian, next up, we move on right over to Kevin.
I'm looking at the UCLA Maryland total of 138, 139. I'm looking at the under here. UCLA allows 61.5 points per game. They just played Nebraska. They only scored 58 and allowed 66 in that loss. And they held Gonzaga to 62 points. Maryland favored at home here. I'm going to ride the under here. I think UCLA's defense shows up. It's going to be the offense that'll be the problem.
There from Kevin. Next up, we move right on over to Brian. I'm sorry, to Jovan.
Yeah, I'm on the Jaspers of Manhattan. Short line, they should be able to get it done. Not much commentary on that one. I'm on Minnesota. Too big of a spread to me. This already came down from 15, 14.5-ish. I know that Minnesota's only covered twice this season, but that's going to change, throughout this Big Ten portion of the schedule, getting these type of inflated numbers. And against Wisconsin, they battle. They're 8-2 against the spread last 10 and have covered 5 straight. So I'll take the points there. and I'm on UCLA. You know, it's just a situation where both teams are on 2-game losing streaks, over for the year, and you know, something's got to give. So I expect defensive efforts from both teams, and I want the points in my back pocket.
From Javon, next up, we move on right over to Wayne.
Yeah, I'm on Manhattan as well. Just a team I expect the home crowd to play the advantage in this game. The line looks funny as well as Mount St. Mary's is the better team, but not by much. Manhattan's a much better offensive team. What Manhattan struggles is on defense, but I think getting into conference play, playing at home, I think we see a change in their defense, a better style of defense. So I'll take the home favorite in that spot. And I like Toledo too. The line's kind of right where it's at, but I do think they can get the cover just being at home. They are the better team, so I'm going to take Toledo in that spot as well.
They're from Wayne. Or I tell you what I like on some of these games here for tonight's action. I'll be looking here at under in Iona and Fairfield. Fairfield really struggles making threes and with turnovers. They don't make their free throws. Iona 12th in offensive efficiency in the Metro Atlantic. A turnover team that don't hit their threes. Again, they don't make their free throws. Stags 3-1 to the under at home. Gales just 39% shooting in conference. I go under there with Javon on taking the points here with Minnesota. The Golden Gophers have shot the ball pretty well over their past 5 games at 48%. And they secure the basketball and shoot the ball well inside. Yeah, I'm going to take the points again with UCLA there as well with Javon. I look for a bounce back from this Bruins team after getting embarrassed at home against Michigan. I look for a bounce there. I'd rather have the points in my pocket, as Javon mentioned there. I like Toledo here, laying the points at home. Rockets a really good shooting team at home, 54%. When you look here at this Central Michigan team, last in effective field goal shooting in conference, and they're 11th in effective field goal defense. So they don't defend, they don't shoot in the MAC this season. Chippewa's just shooting 38% against the MAC. Rockets a strong home team shooting the basketball. Takes Toledo there in this spot. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through as we'll switch on over to the National Hockey League. We'll knock it out in a block here with this schedule tonight. I believe there's 5 games, if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, yep, we have 5 games. So let's get the graphic up here for the NHL. So we'll cover these games in this block. In this block, we will have the Canucks here at the Hurricanes. We see the Hurricanes $1.69, total of 6. Canadians and Capitals 2-8, total of 6. Blackhawks, Red Wings $1.79, total of 6. Kings and the Jets. Kings $7 on the road, total of 5.5. Sharks and Hockey Club. Here we got the Hockey Club $2.73, total of 6. And that's your schedule for the NHL. We'll see if Kirk's got something today. You got something on hockey today, Kirk?
Not yet. Skates are still in the shed for right now.
Still in the shed with the skates there with Kirk. All right, what do you got? Does Rod have something? Anyway, no, he does.
All right, first up, I got a couple. We're gonna go some dog hunting here on Friday night, and nice. First we're looking at here is Montreal taking on Washington. Looks like Charlie Lindgren's gonna get the start for the Washington Capitals, and he's been asked for Washington. He's got roughed up his last 4 starts, and I think he's going to be deep trouble here in Montreal, who's won 5 of the last 6 games, playing some pretty good hockey. And thanks to Jacob Dubois in goal, he's 2-0-1 with a .48 goals against average and a .982 save percentage in his 3 starts with Montreal. He's been playing lights out. So give me Montreal there in that one. Big dog there. And then we're going to go to your team, Tony. We're looking at the Kings going into Winnipeg. Guess who's getting the start for the Jets? It's good old Eric Comrie. If you're a Jets fan, you don't want to see that guy in the crease. As a Kings fan, you're like, yes, give me the Kings in that one. Comrie's a dumpster fire waiting to happen in goal. Why? Because the Jets are also looking ahead. They play Colorado tomorrow in the second half of a back-to-back. So you know they've saved Hellebuck for that spot tomorrow night. So they've kind of almost given up on this Kings game. We know with the Jets, they really have a bee in their bonnet versus that Colorado team who ousted them in 4 straight from the playoffs last season. So every time they get together, it's just kind of that look-ahead spot for the Jets. So love the Kings coming into that one. And this Utah Hockey Club at home, it's just awful at home. And the Sharks, the way they're playing, why not? Look at that big plus price. Give me the San Jose Sharks going to Utah. and get the win there over the hockey club.
There from Rod. Next up, we move on over to Brian.
Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit dog hunt, much like Rod in the NHL, but I'm going to take the Canucks. Vancouver Canucks. How can you resist them? They're going to avenge that home loss to Carolina back in October. I know Vancouver hasn't looked good lately, but Carolina on a back-to-back spot. Played a tough game with Toronto. I just think see an upset win here for the Canucks.
There from Brian. Next up, we move on over to Kevin.
Yeah, I'm with Rod on the Kings. I saw that plus go to a minus. And Kemper, his last 3 games, he's only allowed 4 goals total. I think the Kings here get this one done. Give me the Kings minus the 110 or whatever.
From Kevin Thomas. Next up, we move on over to Wayne.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to a odd one in here, but it's likely to hit. In that Vancouver Canucks game versus Carolina, I like over 1.5 goals in the first period, as these guys have mentioned. Revenge. Vancouver coming off of 3 losses, I do think they come in here with a little chip on their shoulder. Carolina has scored at least 2 goals in the first period in their last 5 games. Give me the over 1.5 in the first period between Vancouver and Carolina.
All right, we got you covered there from Wayne. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through as we got you through the sports coverage here. Now it's time for our parlay segment, right, where we give you the parlays here for tonight. It's action here, so let's get the parlay underway here with Kirk, or Peripheral.
Yeah, I said I'd give out a couple soccer picks for tomorrow. So Valladolid versus Betis. I'm going to go Valladolid and draw on the double chance. I'm going to go Valencia on the money line against Sevilla. And then I'm going to go Mainz on the money line for soccer tomorrow. For today, I'm going to go against all my fellow cappers here. And I'm going to take the Warriors on the money line. So I'm sorry, Rod. Pacers minus 19.5 is not happening.
Oh, there we go from Kirk there with a big money line there. On over to Rod.
We'll see. Now I'm going to have to put that into my parlay. We're going to put the Pacers minus the 19.5 in there. It's just too much value. I can't go. We've seen the Warriors many times just lay an egg in that second half. So I'm going to take a shot there at almost 3 times my money. I'm going to throw that in there. Then we're going to throw the Montreal Canadiens at a big plus price. And then throw in the Los Angeles Kings. Little 3-teamer for you there in that one.
There from Rod. Next up, we move on over to Brian.
Yeah, I got a very special 2-game parlay. It's my fade Kevin Thomas parlay. I'm going to take the New York Knicks plus the points. I'm going to take Texas, Ohio State easily. Go under the number. Love that. Take the under Texas, Ohio State.
From Brian Biller. Next up, over to Kevin.
I'm going to take Chicago Bulls, Zach LaVine, over 29.5 points and rebounds. I'm going to take the under in the Nets game, 219. They haven't scored 100 points in their last 3. And then give me the Kings in hockey on the money line.
From Kevin. Next up, Javon.
Yeah, we'll look to tomorrow's game with the Houston Texans and the Los Angeles Chargers, LA Chargers. We're going to parlay C.J. Stroud over interceptions. Parlay that up with his passing attempts over 33.5. It's not paying well enough, so you might want to go, a little bit bigger on what you're going to put on it, because it's only plus 178, so that should tell you something about what they think is going to happen with this guy. A lot of throwing and a lot of chances at a pick. So, I'll take that.
Yeah, from Javon. Next up, move on over to Wayne.
Yeah, we're going to go to the Magic game. We're taking Paulo Banchero over 6 rebounds at even money. When he's been in, he's averaging about 9 rebounds a game. No minute restrictions for a young dog. We're not talking about a LeBron James. We're talking about more Kobe Bryant-esque guy who's just a winner. He's going to stay on that floor until they drag him off. 6 rebounds is a breeze. I think we get the push at minimum. We're getting damn near plus money, even money for him to stay out on that floor and grab them boards, and he's going to do it. Holla
Yeah.
over 6 rebounds.
There from Wayne. Tell you what, my parlay here for tonight will be. I'll look here at the under Bucks Magic, under Wizards and Bulls, and lay the points here with Toledo tonight. All right, got you through the parlay segment. Let's see what the Cappers have for sale over at Pick Dogs. We're headed to a big weekend of action. Of course, we got the college football playoff tonight, NFL playoffs the next 3 nights, as well as hoops action, soccer action as well. Let's see what Kirk has for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium.
Yeah, been a rough start to me to start 2025, but looking to turn it around. 2 of the last 3 days have been winning days, so on the right way up. A lot of soccer this weekend, a lot of NBA, college basketball, NFL playoffs, so hop on board.
Hop on board there with Kirk over at Pick Dogs Premium. Good weekend coming up. Let's see what Brian has for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium. You can see Brian on the last 12 months, over 47 unused of documented profit over at Pick Dogs Premium.
I'll tell you what, ranked number 2 at pickdogs.com for profit last 365, and I'll tell you 103 and 67, 61% winners last 170. I got my best bet titanium to play in the college football big game tonight, just $30 at pickdogs.com. Already have my big titanium up in the NFL for tomorrow, or maybe you want to get my NHL play for tonight, 18-7 run in the NHL, just $19 at pickdogs.com.
That's right, guys. Got on board with Brian. Long-term passes over at Pick Dogs Premium. Get on board with Brian. See what Kevin has for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium. Off to a great start here at College Hoops.
I got my Cotton Bowl winner still up, my top bet, but I got my secret sauce in college basketball for $19, and you can still get my NBA, but after you read that injury report, yeah, I'm a little skeptical on that. I still like it, though, but not as much as I did when I put it up earlier.
There from Kevin. Get on board with Kevin over at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's see what Javon has for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium for tonight. Javon putting up some monster numbers in College Hoops. Over 3,200 units of profit documented.
Yeah, and I have nothing for college basketball tonight. I do have 2 NBA, and I do have the college bowl playoff semifinal play up for sale. Just 3 games, but tomorrow I'll definitely have a whole boatload of college basketball plays. That's gonna hit. Like I said, my philosophy is for these big slates, the odds makers can't get all of these lines right. And they're not even gonna get half of them right. There's 100-something games every Saturday in college basketball, and the same philosophy applies to college football. Where I have a monster season also. So, check me out with something long term. It's super wild card weekend. Got 6 games going. Got 2 tomorrow, 3 on Sunday, and another 1 on Monday night. They like to stretch it out in the NFL nowadays. And I'm here for it. I'm a big game handicapper. That's what I've been known for since my time at Pick Dogs. But check me out, son. 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, yearly. Or matching over one of the other handicappers for the multi-capper promotional. Can't go wrong here. Sports Chat Picks Pick Dogs. Let's get it.
Let's get anything with Javon. Let's see what Wayne has for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium. Wayne again has been strong in the NFL.
Yeah, strong in the NFL, so definitely gonna have to play on tomorrow. Tonight got a college basketball player today and NBA player today. Just 2 picks, keeping it light. As the guys have stated, strong college basketball card. Definitely be deep diving into that. So grab something long term so you can get on these lines with me when I get on them early. As well as just wanting to stay high, having a strong year and a strong month, and I want to continue that. So hop on with me long term.
Long term there with Wayne over at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's see what Rod has for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium. Really strong with Rod over the last 30 days, approaching 1,500 units of profit documented.
Yeah, definitely having a nice 30 days, and we carried it right on into the 2025 season, going 35 and 27 to start the year. And tonight I've got my college football 10-star play of the year on a nice 15-6 bowl run. So scoop that college football play up. Got my NHL sniper play, top play on the NHL. Absolutely love that. Plus money winner. Got my NBA drop a dime play as well. Or it's Friday, so it's Steak Friday. You can scoop all those 3 plays up in that Steak Friday package. And then I've thrown in a couple college basketball that I love in today's card. So I'm loving this Friday action. So jump aboard. Better yet, it's the cappers before me have said long term is the way to go, and it's a nice little weekend. So get that 3-day pass. You get tonight's action. You get Saturday's loaded college basketball action, NFL playoffs as well. and then you got NFL playoffs again on Sunday, and some NFL playoffs on Monday. So a 3-day pass will get you all 4 of those days covered on what I've got going. So jump aboard a 3-day pass and take advantage of 2-for-1 capper promotional as well. You see, I'm not the only hot capper. 2-for-1, 3-for-1. It's all available over at Pink Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. Jump aboard. Big weekend loaded.
Yeah, so aboard with Rod over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, I've got to play up there tonight. Best bet up with college football. Having a great year in college football. Also a great year in NFL. So you may consider my long-term pass. Remember that 3-day pass gets you covered for the NFL playoffs for this weekend, as well as college football bowl game tonight. All my NBA and college hoops premiums as well. Again, the long-term passes will save you the most money here as well. Pick is a promo code, and you'll save 15% off. Multi-cap promotions, so match me up with your favorite capper for even greater value there. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru as got you through the promos. And, of course, let's see what the cappers have over on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. Growing YouTube channel here, of course, not only with our live show. We have a lot of live shows as well here on Pick Dogs YouTube channel. We're with you Monday through Friday at 6 Eastern time. But there's some on-demand video coverage up there. The Cappers go a little more deeper in dives with their game. Let's see what Kirk has over on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. We'll find soccer, and occasionally see some NBA too from you.
Yeah, we just put up all the games for tomorrow for the top 5 leagues in soccer. So check that out. Been pretty hot on those free picks. Goran and Jack have been as well. So pretty fun doing a daily video with them. Tough because of the time zones. They're over across the pond, so we're recording at weird times. So sometimes the NBA doesn't get done, but I'll try to get that back on track as well.
Check out the Kirk's on demand kind of over at Pick Dogs YouTube. Of course, Rob, pretty much a regular here on the drive-thru.
Pretty much regular here, Monday to Friday. Sometimes pop in on Thursdays, so tune into the drive-thru. You'll catch me here and get you some winners.
Absolutely. Of course, Brian, what you got up on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel? I know you do pop into those weekend shows as well.
Yeah, my sharp betting contrarian predictions every day on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. Also, I'm going to be there on Sunday on playoff games with all the guys.
That's right. And, of course, Javon, we can find you as well on the weekend shows. And, of course, you also have a Parlay video series as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be here per usual Saturday and Sunday morning on the weekend morning show, and back here on Monday for the drive-thru. Once again on Friday, so 4 days a week you see me on these live shows, and daily for the most part you see me putting out a 2-team parlay, whether it's NBA, college basketball, and when baseball rolls around in a couple months, you'll be seeing me on. With baseball 2 teams.
That's
so pretty much year round on that.
That's right. Check out Giovanni on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. Of course, Kevin, we can find you as well on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel.
Every night you get a pick and a prop. Sometimes the prop's not in the same sport because you know how these injuries and stuff in NBA. So you might get an NFL prop with an NBA pick, but you're going to get a pick and a prop every night from Kevin. So let's go.
Let's go. And, of course, I know we see Wayne on occasion on those weekend shows as well. Any plans for this weekend? And, of course, you always keep us on tab for the big boxing cards that are coming up.
Yes, sir, for sure. Not really too many big boxing cards coming up, but as soon as one is notables coming up, I definitely like to give out what I can to put people on some winners. On the drive-thru 3 times a week, and as Tony mentioned, try to make the weekend show at least once a week. You'll probably see me on there this Sunday.
That's right, guys. So make sure you check us out here on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. A lot of great content there. So check us out here. Just looking here at this injury report, just to give you some closure here. We're still waiting on Jordan Poole. Still questionable status there for the Washington Wizards tonight. Looks like Sarr will be in the lineup here for Washington. No word yet on Karl Anthony Towns. Still in question. Let me see if I got it. Still iffy. Still waiting. We'll probably have to wait till the game time. That game doesn't start for another 40 minutes there. So we're still waiting. We're still waiting word on Jokic. We have no closure there. So I think you're all caught up here on these injuries in the NBA. Really heavy injury Friday tonight. So that'll do it here for the show, guys. We're back again Monday here live at 6 p.m. Eastern time. All right. Before we roll, anybody have anything in closing before we go?
If you're a Browns fan, just give up.
Go ahead, Kevin.
I said, if you're a Browns fan, just give up. Deshaun Watson already out again with another injury for the year. I mean, what a waste What a waste of money and talent and everything. What a joke.
Sounds that way. Brian, what do you got?
Baltimore Ravens gonna crush the Steelers tomorrow.
There you go. Ravens there for the
Tomorrow.
smash spot
night.
there. Tomorrow night, looking at a smash spot with those Ravens. Got anything, Rod? Were you saying something?
Saquon Barkley, he's going to score 2 touchdowns here against Kevin's Packers. He just loves to play the Packers. You look at the last 2 times that he's met the Packers, guess what? He scored 2 touchdowns in both of those. And I think this Philadelphia Eagles team, with Hurts being questionable, with his concussion, I think they're going to just turn around and hand Saquon to see how much he can run. I think he's supposed to.
There's gonna be snow on that. There's gonna be snow on that ground. It's gonna be icy.
Perfect. Saquon loves to run in the snow. He's used to it.
I think
from his days back in New York as a Giant. So the snow isn't going to bother him at all.
Power runner. I think
It's harder on the defense to stop.
Jacobs versus,
Barkley's just a better juker. Barkley's just a better at this. Jacobs don't pound it in the snow. Jacobs pound
It's harder
in the
on
snow.
defense.
It's gonna be closer.
That's right.
Closer than people think.
That's exactly. I'll see how it rolls. The
I don't
NFL.
think it's going to be a blowout. Don't get me wrong, but it's going to go score for score. I like the over, even in the snow. I think both teams are going to score. Defense, that's optional. Give me the over there on that one too.
There we go. Some more bonus there.
Too much hype on that Eagles secondary. And no Brandon Graham. I'm not saying Jordan loves Brett Favre, that's for sure, but they scheme open these young wide receivers. It's going to be a show.
Should be a really good one there. I know, Javon, are you looking at that Saturday card already in college hoops?
Oh yeah, so much so that I'm already got my my NFL up at least for Saturday. So
right.
Gotta tackle that tonight. I usually put it in overnight, but I gotta had to put some in early. So that had to be the NFL. So now I'm on college basketball. Looking for some gems.
Looking for some gems. All right, guys, that's going to do it here for the drive-thru. We're back again Monday. We'll wait. Goodbye, guys. You guys making a